Since the attack, President Biden has been unwavering and unequivocal in his support for Israel, including its right to respond. However, the administration is now also urging caution and emphasizing that, as in so many conflicts, civilians will be the ones bearing the brunt of the violence. Christina Ruffini has the latest now from the White House this morning. Good morning.
Good morning. On background, we just received a statement from a White House official saying our efforts to assist U.S. civilians wanting to leave Gaza are active and ongoing, and the situation remains fluid.
These guys make Al-Qaeda look pure. They're pure evil.
President Biden spoke over Zoom with families of Americans still missing after last week's terrorist attack. In an interview with Scott Pelley for 60 Minutes, the president addressed efforts to get them out.
To those holding American hostages in Gaza, you say what?
I say we're going to do everything in our power to find them, everything in our power. And I'm not going to go into the detail of that, but we're working like hell on it.
President Biden says the U.S. will make sure Israel has everything it needs to respond, while also prioritizing the growing humanitarian crisis in Gaza.
The overwhelming majority of Palestinians had nothing to do with Hamas and Hamas's appalling attacks, and they're suffering as a result as well.
With Israel poised for an all-out ground assault, nations from as far away as Chile are sending evacuation flights for their citizens.
It's the most inhumane thing I've seen.
The first U.S. State Department charter of about 100 Americans and their families landed in Athens last night. But for Palestinian civilians looking to flee the violence, the planes will not be coming.
We know the humanitarian situation is urgent.
Friday, Secretary of State Antony Blinken met with the leader of the Palestinian Authority in Amman before continuing on to Doha.
We've discussed with the Israelis and urged the Israelis to use every possible precaution to avoid harm to civilians.
While in Tel Aviv, U.S. Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin brought the backing of the administration.
The United States has Israel's back,
along with a second shipment of munitions for the Israeli army.
This is a professional force. It is well led, and I have every expectation that it will be disciplined.
Now, State Department officials say they are working to negotiate safe passage for those Americans wishing to leave Gaza by working out a temporary opening of the border with Egypt. As you mentioned at the top of the show, there's an estimated about 500 to 600 Palestinian Americans in Gaza, many of whom are already in touch with U.S. officials. Dana.
All right, Christina, thank you.